when I talked about cortisol and stress, stress is so important, right? Because stress is just constantly bombarding us in today's world. So, like I said, how does cortisol really affect insulin is because it raises blood sugar. When our body's encountering this lion that we're encountering in the jungle, what do we need? We need sugar to feed our muscles. I need sugar to feed my calves so I can start running away from this lion, right? So that's good in short term, but that's really not good for long term. And that's not how our bodies were made, right? Our bodies were not made for chronic stress. So that's so important for blood sugar is controlling cortisol and controlling stress. We talked about sleep already. We talked about inflammation as well. Increased cortisol can actually decrease your muscle mass, right? Stress can cause that. And ultimately, if you have less muscle mass and less protein, then that actually leads to insulin resistance as well. So for Deborah, we actually ordered a very complete panel for her for over like 50 biomarkers to be able to assess what could be the underlying problem for her. We also went through, talked with our nutritionist, came up with really a personalized meal plan with recipes to be able to get her on the right track. Lifestyle, we gave her breathing exercises and stress reduction techniques. And then we have follow up. So on her first follow-up, we reviewed the testing. Like I talked about in her oat testing, her energy was actually better with the supplements. The nutritionist actually helped her with her diet, which has improved her bloating. And she's lost 4 pounds just with not much change. Follow-up two, her brain fog started clearing up. She had less afternoon crashes. She was actually taking less coffee because her energy was improving. And we retested her labs. Follow up three, her A1C actually improved from 7.5 to 5.9%. She's able to go hiking on the weekend. She's able to fit into her old jeans in 20 years ago. And most important, like I said, your family noticed that her mood had improved, that she's back to her positive self. And just like Deborah, you're able to regain energy, lose weight, and really feel like yourself today as well. So I wanted to go back to this one slide here. Again, talking about the essential nutrients for optimal insulin production. So you can be insulin resistant, but you also need the proper nutrients to make sure you're sensitive, as well as make sure that you're able to produce more insulin as well. Magnesium, I talked about that. Chromium. So chromium is a great mineral. It actually helps with curbing appetite a little bit, and it actually enhances insulin. I talked about alpha lipoic acid being an antioxidant that helps with neuropathy. Berberine is great for actually glucose metabolism, actually helps with gut health as well. Omega-3 fatty acids help reduce inflammation and improve insulin signaling. Now, there's so many different types of omega-3 fatty acids out there. You don't want to just go to your sprouts or anything like that to be able to get it. You need omega-3 acids that are actually pre-digested, so it actually gets absorbed better. So again, most people don't know that. So the omega-3 fatty acid that I actually recommend is already pre-digested, so your gut can spend less energy digesting it and able to absorb it the best that way. Vitamin D so plays a big role in insulin production. So even if we go outside, it's coming summer now, so we get outside, get some vitamin D, that's going to be great. Zinc is not only good for the immune system, it's good for insulin storage and it helps actually insulin get secreted from the pancreas. And then lastly, all your B vitamins help glucose metabolism and also like nerve function as well. So, some other questions we almost might get again, like I talked about, how do I know which supplements are good? So you really might get bombarded, right, with all of these different supplements over the counter. And that's why, again, I think we need to rely on the testing to be able to figure out what your body actually needs. When we figure out what your body actually needs, then we can really create a personalized protocol based on that. And the key is personalized, right? Individualized, not protocolized that way. What does it mean if my blood sugar is normal with medications, but my diabetes is still not under control? Right? Medications lower blood sugar, but it doesn't fix the insulin resistance. If diabetes runs in my family, does that mean I'm destined to have it? That was me. And I said, no, I don't want that. Genetics can play a role, right? But we can help reverse that trend. And lifestyle and diet are ultimately the biggest factor in figuring out whether diabetes develops or worsens. Don't have to avoid all carbs to reverse diabetes. Not all carbs are bad, right? So the key is choosing the right carbs, balancing them with protein and fat, and ultimately having metabolism flexibility in that case. Can I eat fruit if I have diabetes? Yes, just the right type and the right amount, right? Whole fruits have fibers, and so different than really like fruit juices and processed sugars. If I don't have symptoms, does that mean I'm doing okay? Many people don't feel symptoms until the serious complications develop. So if you are already getting the neuropathy, if you're already getting the frequent urination or things like that, that's already one step too far. So we really want to be proactive in this because we know that is a lifelong condition. So the sooner that we can address things, the better it's going to be. And we don't want these complications, right? Neuropathy, stroke, heart attack, peripheral artery disease, cataracts, glaucoma, kidney disease. You see too many patients that are heading down towards dialysis. So that's ultimately what we want to avoid. Okay. We talked about exercise already. And so that's going to be that program there. So as Mr. Tan said, taking the supplement really improved my A1C from 6.1 to 5.6 in 4 months. So recommend anyone who's pre-diabetic or diabetic as well. AZ said, happy that they're able to help you find the root cause of illnesses instead of just prescribing medications. So, the three secrets again is secret number one, reversing diabetes is possible. Medications just keep you stuck. Remember that picture of just sweeping things under the rug. Secret number two is it's not just carbs, it might be nutrient deficiencies. And that's why we need to do the organic acid testing. And then secret number three is the right foods, the right supplements, the right lifestyle habits can reverse diabetes naturally as well. Well, thank you for everyone for listening. I hope you have a good night and really learn something. And ultimately, we're just here to empower you to take control of your health. So get answers out there. Don't take no for an answer. You're able to reverse diabetes naturally. That's what we've learned tonight. And ultimately, you should feel like your best self. You should not be dismissed. You should feel hopeful. And you should really, again, get your vitality back. So through any method possible, just know that there's answers out there. Okay. So thank you everyone for listening and good night.